All right. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the November 10th meeting of the Sun Valley Nominations and Elections Committee. It is 6:34. We have Don Juntos with us and Joe Jean Koss with us. Michael Wadsworth should be joining us here in a little bit. I'd like to approve the agenda, but I would like to add an item to the agenda under new business, and it would be let's go ahead and do it after the AGM ballot mailings. That would be a BOD resignation. Is there anything else anybody else wants to add to the agenda?
Nope, not on my end.
All right. Okay, so not hearing any, I believe that our agenda is approved by acclamation. Very late before the meeting, I sent out minutes for the organizational meeting. Pretty straightforward, guys. It's it just indicated that the three of us here tonight were there. That you guys nominated me to chair again this year, and it was a unanimous election, and we nominated Michael Wadsworth based on his letting us know that he was willing to serve in that capacity again this year, and he was nominated, or he was elected unanimously, and then we adjourned. So it was very, very short order of business. If you don't want to approve that, it's in your email. What would you guys like to do? Can we approve that as a voice, telling you what's in there by voice, or would you like to wait till next time and we can approve those minutes at that time? Because I realized that it's on the agenda, but I didn't get them out to you quickly.
I'll move to approve that agenda.
The minutes you mean?
Yeah, the minutes.
Okay.
And I'll second.
Okay. Then I would say through acclamation, those minutes are approved. Spencer, do we have anybody online with us tonight? Any members?
It doesn't look like it tonight, Rob.
Okay, thank you. So we don't have any old business. I sent out the draft certification document to y'all. Don, thanks for your feedback. I apologize for misspelling you and Lish's names. So I will definitely correct that. Also, I think you had said that there might be some grammatical issues and whatnot.
Oh, there's some pretty basic editing that should be done before that gets published.
Okay. I don't know if we want to specifically get into that. I think what I'm seeing now that I'm seeing it printed, I see that up in the top, the section where it says on the 31st that we collected. I see that there are, for example, there's some spaces between commas and
oh yeah, just things like that. And there's some wording that could be cleaned up. Yeah.
Pardon me?
There's some wording that could be cleaned up and
okay. What I'd really also like to concentrate on, we can drop down in the summary. Here's this, the numbers are based on what I received in what UNELEC refers to as their gold seal document that's signed by Catherine. It was given to Michael. He signed it, and then it was also signed by myself upstairs. And here's the numbers. there were 3,025 ballots that were mailed. Of that, we counted 1,084. There were 492 ballots that they received down in California. There was 353 dropped off at our ballot box. 18 voted on the day of the AGM, so those would have been ballots that were issued by Catherine and Michael downstairs up till 12:30. And I think this is probably a good start. There were 221 e-ballots that were counted. There were 62 ballots not counted. One ballot was returned late. 4 ballots did not have a signature on the blue envelope. There were 6 ballots that came in just the secrecy envelope. Unfortunately, 50 ballots that were mailed out were undeliverable. They came back as undeliverable, and at the time when Diane was with us, she was trying to contact those people, but we weren't able to. There was one ballot that was invalid. What happened was it got mailed, but there had already been a sale, and that one was not counted, obviously. And there were 25 replacement ballots requested and sent from Unilec down in California. And then I think everybody knows this, but it's official. In terms of candidates, 5 candidates. Oh, I just caught something. It should say that there were 4 candidates for 3 open board positions. So that was from last year. I just spotted that. I'm going to make a note of that. This is good. This is good that we're going through this stuff because it's good set 3 or 4 people looking at it. So, okay, so that should say there were 4 candidates for 3 open positions. So I will edit that. In terms of ACC, there was 1 candidate for 5 open positions. Let me back up. Of the 4 candidates that ran, the highest votes was Sean Chappie, 749. Gene Maxner received 729, and Joseph Joe Adams received 613. All of them have 3-year terms. In terms of ACC, there was 1 candidate for 5 open positions. Terry Niblack received 845 votes and has a 3-year term. And there were no candidates for the 4 open entity positions. That should say 5 open positions, so that's another catch. Hi, Michael. In terms of the ballot measures, there were 474 votes to approve it. 601 were rejected. In this document, we note the state law, and the current total number of owners is 3,116. The rejection threshold would be 1,559, which is 50% plus 1, and 65% approve the measure. Needed 65% approve the measure. I'm trying to remember what that note is. Oh, I know. It's a notation from last year of how many approved versus how many disapproved, rejected. So I will make, that's another edit I have to make. Measure 2, That's the short-term rental bylaw change. 773 approved. There were 293 rejected, and we also note the portion of our bylaws that say it has to be a 60% approval. I know this is correct. It's 70. We approved by 73%. And then there's these voting issues, and Dawn, is this where you thinking we can change some wording it's just better in terms of wording and whatnot in this section?
Oh, there's just a few things here and there. I can't even find that document. It's disappeared. I had it up earlier today and now I'm trying to get it and
Okay.
it's
I
just
can
not
find it.
here.
Yeah, I can
So-
resend this. I'm not going to necessarily read this to you guys word for word, but it just indicates that there were no, there was no, no red, super red flags of concern to us.
Bye.
The measure, there was we did include electronic voting. And we continued with the larger envelopes with the clear window.
And you mentioned in there describing those envelopes about a pink envelope. There were no pink envelopes. It was blue.
Good catch. I will change that.
That's the only one I can't find the document. So that's the only thing I could remember off the top of my head.
Okay, I will. Good catch. Making a note of that. Okay. It's saying that I think it would be good for us to continue. Last year, we had how many votes were cast. I think it'd be good for us to catch data so we have a metric on what type of return we're getting. What's the trend? I'm seeing on social media a lot of members are advising other members to use electronic voting. Maybe we'll get more. Hopefully, we get a better return out of. I'm still continue to be disappointed that 3,025 ballots were sent, and we didn't get even a 50% return on that.
We only got about 1,000 back.
That's right. We got, yeah, there were 1,084 votes counted if you include electronic, Michael.
Yeah.
Yeah. What else is in here? It mentions that we hosted two candidate forums and a meetup. The feedback I got from you guys and from the candidates is they wanted more time one-on-one with the members. And the report indicates that we're going to lean into that next year. And it's also suggesting that the board request that Joanne obtain a proposal from Unilect sooner than later so we can get things shored up. And also that they continue to try to get their parliamentarians. That's their, we help with that, but that's their purview. Is the AGM itself is their purview. Ours is the election. So we were kind of working to the wire on getting the parliamentarian this year. So what I would say is, if anybody has, I'm going to take this. We found some things that are incorrect. I'm going to fix. I'll edit those. Send them to you guys again. If anybody has any suggestions on a better way to word something, or if you see any errors, because I don't have to take this. Well, actually, I need to get it to Joanne by close of business tomorrow, actually, so she can get it on the agenda. But if you see anything that you think we need to change, I can do that. I feel really confident with the numbers that I've inserted in terms of the votes and what votes weren't counted or whatnot, because I took those numbers directly from the gold seal document and the worksheet that Unilec gave me. Worksheet is was the one, Michael, that you brought up with the gold seal. If any of you guys want the gold seal for your records, I'd be happy to scan it and send it to you. Does anybody want it? Feel like you need it? It's
Not
good, it'll be part of the record, but
I'll
Yeah.
take it.
you'll take it, Michael?
I'll put it in with my 2025 file.
Okay. I'll send it.
Um, I got here late, I know.
Sorry.
Can you send me a copy of the meeting minutes for 11/1 for the organizational meeting?
I did.
Huh?
About Michael, I sent it after 6, to be quite honest. It's on the agenda. I went, oh, it was a very simple meeting. I forgot to send those minutes out. It really just says who was there. I was nominated.
Did you send it in to get posted though?
No, because we hadn't approved it yet. We approved it earlier. But I can send it tonight to do that.
If you could send it to me so I could have it in with my 2025 file, that would be great.
Great. I actually sent it to you. It's in your email.
All right, I haven't looked at my email.
Yeah, it's in your email.
Oh, came at 6:15.
Yeah, it's very late. I apologize. But it's pretty straightforward. Anything else to add about this report? Is there anything that you guys want me to put in it that from what happened in the election or going up into it that the board should know about?
Nothing that stood out to me,
Okay. All right.
but I can't even pull up a copy of it right now, so I'm in the dark.
Then I'm hesitant to ask for the committee's approval, because I'd hate to say, can you approve this with the edits that we mentioned, if you don't have it physically?
Well, I had it earlier. It's disappeared from my system
Okay.
for some reason.
Well, then how do you guys feel about with the edits that we've mentioned? I've made note of them, that we would approve this to go to the board.
And you're talking about the certification.
Document, yes.
Yeah, it's all fine.
Well, the information's all there and that seemed fine. It was just some of the, you know, line editing stuff that could have been cleaned up, but, maybe, somebody in staff I don't know if they clean it up before it goes to the board or.
No, well, I don't think they do, because it's our work product. And
Oh, okay.
are you, Don, are you thinking that, there should be is an R, or is there something that's totally wrong, or?
No. It's not anything factual, just the presentation could be cleaned up a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
And there's, like you mentioned, commas that were missing or some of the wording could be changed, but I can't even find it now. And maybe it's on my desktop upstairs, but for some reason it's not showing up on either of my laptops, which I
there is software editors that can help clean up that kind of stuff.
Oh, Word has a perfectly fine software editor.
Yeah.
Right in Word.
I could do that.
But you need a bite of, I mean, I'm perfectly willing to do it, but I probably won't get to it till tomorrow night because I'm gone all day tomorrow. And you wanted to get it tomorrow.
Okay.
And today I sat down and when I started going over it, I just didn't have enough time to make the changes. But it was just nothing factual, nothing with the facts. It was just, you know, basic line editing or copy editing.
Sure.
Anyway.
And I'm totally open to those kinds of things, because I like to put stuff out as a draft and as a team say,
Right.
well, would you all be open to approve this so we can go forward with the edited changes that we found?
I'll move to approve.
Okay. Your second?
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor of recommending to the board that they approve this document and certify the election? Say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, it's unanimous. Thank you. Okay, so the next item on the agenda is committee membership. We have, thank you all for being willing to continue to serve. We have one open position. It's been mentioned a couple of times. I believe that there's at least one person in the community that she's wanted to apply. I don't know if I should mention it publicly until we actually see it. But
No, I wouldn't.
But somebody who's I think would be good. So we do have an open position. I think we could take care of that at our next meeting. The AGM ballot mailings. There's a member, it's on social media, but there's a member that lives in Yuma, Arizona, who received his ballot in Yuma on Monday the 4th. And I gathered up some information. I was asking him, is his official address was Sun Valley at his condo up here, and got that information. No, it's not. It's Arizona. So after I got some information, I contacted Joanne, and they also got contacted by him. So they were asking him some questions. And so what I did was I sent an email to Unelect letting them know there's a picture of his postmark, which looks like October 20th, which is really weird because those mailings was on September 24th, as you guys know from the US mailings. And there's a actual physical stamp on it. And I believe all of our paper ballot mailings are batch mailed. There's no physical stamps. So that was weird. I'm not sure what happened. So I've asked Unelect to investigate. I think they can even request the postal services to do an investigation on they can backtrack the handling of the mail. So we'll learn more. I think that the member is happy and feels like our committee is working on it. And yeah, so once we know more, we'll be getting in touch with them, and I'll let you guys know what happened. There's another member that came in and said, yeah, I didn't get a ballot either, but I don't have any data. They didn't send me a picture of their envelope. I didn't have anything to really go with to talk to Unelect specifically. I just said there is anecdotal data that says maybe there's another person. So that's why I was saying earlier in the meeting, a lot of other members in the community on social media were saying, hey, going forward, you might want to consider using an e-ballot. And it's just, bam, you turn in your vote and there you go. So, Michael, do you know if I, as a member, could I request that Unelect tell me that they actually received my ballot and it was counted? Do you know if that's possible?
There was a lady that was on Facebook saying that she said, I voted, But then a couple days later, I got something from Sudden Valley saying I was 2 months behind on my dues. She says, "Did my vote go through?" And so I said, "Well, I think I can ask." So I sent a text to Catherine, and I said, could I ask if you could check on one person's vote?" And she did. Took a couple
Yeah.
days. Excuse me.
Bless you.
It took a couple days. Um, she did it, but it seemed like we don't want to do it. We don't. I think making it known that we could call them and ask them to check on an individual will become a pain in the butt. We'll have 200 of them in a
Yes,
heartbeat. And
yes, yes.
and I saw a lot of different people on Facebook posted, "Yeah, I didn't get my ballot. I never got a ballot," and blah 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 blah. But the lady that was complaining, her name isn't on the thing. It's a different name on the property than the name she gave me. And so I had to get a hold of her and say, "What's the name on the property and what's the address and all that?"
Oh, yeah, yeah,
So to simplify this, there's nothing we can do about it for this year. It wasn't a conspiracy by the board to swing the votes, which I saw that mentioned on Facebook.
yeah, I saw it too.
Yeah, there's nothing the board can do with this. It can't be swung in any way, shape, or form. What would help, and the problem always is the individual's problem. It's not really Sudden Valley's problem. They need to register their property properly, put the name, go in, and we should do a big push. That was one of the points I was going to bring up, is
Yeah,
people need to update their and verify their contact information. Sudden Valley should have their name, the name that they want the property or the ballot sent under, if it's different than what Sudden Valley has right now, they should get it all corrected and up to date. This is something the homeowners need to do. Is update their information, their email addresses, their phone numbers, and all that. So
Does,
if there is something that comes up besides the election, they could get a hold of them,
well,
exactly.
does SBCA send out requests, like I would think once a year for everybody to verify the information's correct?
Yeah, like in June or May.
I mean, I get
send
that
out
all the time
something
from
and say,
companies like the
we're doing
library,
this
and
for
they
this
want you
year's
to always
election and getting
verify.
their stuff updated.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Last year, uh, there was a effort that went out. I forget whether it was an e-blast, but that went out asking people to update their information. I think
yeah.
that that's a great idea.
I
And
know,
how you go about it? Yeah. What are you saying, Mike?
I know we went through this a couple years ago when like when I was with Linda and Nancy, we used to verify, we had a sheet that had everybody's name and address and lot number and all that on, whether they were in good standing or not. And we used to verify all that ourselves on the ballots that were mailed here, so that then we could get to the office and say, these 10 came back as not in good standing. And the staff would get a hold of them and say, your ballot's not going to count, it'll only count for budget. Would you like to come in and get in good standing? And then we could correct it so their whole ballot would count. But then somebody on the other board, I'm not going to mention the lady's name, but she felt it was an invasion of their privacy because we would know something about their credit or something. And I said, well, we're not asking for any information and numbers. It's just a matter of, are they paid up or not? And we've done this for years, and all of a sudden she had a
Yeah.
problem with it, and we weren't able to do it anymore, and it turned into a big brouhaha. And also the point of all that is N&E can't contact the homeowners and ask them. It was considered an invasion of privacy or some kind of thing was quoted on it. But we could put out a letter into the View, like in May or June saying, you know, the election's coming up. Every year there's people that don't get their ballots on time or get them because they don't have the correct information. They get returned or they go somewhere else, get thrown away. Can you please update your information? And we could start pushing, I think every month early in the year, vote electronically. It's so much faster and so much, there's a whole lot less hassle with it. It saves us
Yep.
thousands of dollars too.
Yeah, no, that's really good feedback. Yeah, we could put that in our plan for next year for sure.
Well, that information update from residents, I would think should be just a matter of course for SVCA because their records need to reflect correct information for collection of dues and payments and such. And
Yeah.
I would,
Yeah.
I guess I've assumed SVCA as a corporation sends those requests for information updates out to everybody, and it should be regular, like at least once a year, given the comings and goings here of residents. I mean, people are moving in, moving out.
Maybe I could
Yeah.
put that in the, I know you guys just approved it, but I'd be happy to add a sentence or two in there about we're recommending that there be yearly and once a month prompts for people to ensure that their contact information is correct.
What's that in the election certification?
Yeah, as a recommendation. Maybe I should, because we know
Well, it's
that
something to bring up as going forward for sure.
I think you could you wouldn't have to change what we already approved, but like there'll be a board meeting you're going to. I would say bring it up
Thursday.
at that board meeting.
Yeah,
And say,
Thursday.
I'd like to, something we would, because you always the chair always gets to speak at the board meeting.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
yeah, I didn't always get to, but
Well, that tide's gone out. Not that you specifically, I'm just saying yeah, I know what you mean. So, okay, so more will be revealed about what happened with our member, and I just felt like I wanted to send out a note to Unilec to ask them, and I'm sure they're going to get back down to the bottom of it for us. So we added to the agenda the board resignation. So Director Asai resigned a day or two ago.
I just saw that in the email. I was like, well, what the heck?
Yeah. So there's as you saw, there's a notification. The form that anybody can fill out to apply for that open seat is ready to go.
Do you know if the board member that didn't get reelected could just reapply and get?
That board member.
Well,
good.
The way that email was worded, it was just kind of there's an open seat and applications are open.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
that's to follow our bylaws. It's an open seat. Anybody can apply, and there will be interviews.
Yeah.
People who are interested can email me electronic application, or they can drop it off at the Welcome Center. It's not super secret like the county drawing. So what I have advised the board is when you interview people, ask the same questions of everybody. There was one time where for example, there was one time when I applied, and one of the board members spent his entire time of going about some old some old thing that he had against me, and there was really even no question. So it needs to be professional, needs to be almost like a structured interview, like when you've applied for a job, or I've applied for a job, we know we were always asked the same set of questions, and that way it's fair and professional. So I've seen interviews where somebody will ask the same question, somebody will ask different questions, and it's anyway, it's my advice to them for opportunity for improvement. Yeah, so there's an open position. Any committee's going to be gathering those applications, and you guys know the drill. The person will be out if there's well, there has to be at least two, should be at least two, and those people are outside of the room, and one of us will bring them in. So, Michael, a lot of times you've done that.
Yeah.
So
I did it when Rick and Ray Meter I was chair, and so I escorted them up and down for their interview and back, and they
Right.
asked all the same questions. That board did.
They did.
The same questions.
Yep.
I can't wait to see all the firestorm on Facebook about now the board's going to get to choose one of their cronies, and we're screwed.
Yeah, well, there's a lot of history on boards picking their,
Yep.
you know, I mean, so, yeah. Well, anyway, I just wanted to bring that up tonight. I'm sure everybody saw the email. I haven't spoken to Rick, but I will say that I respect Rick. I've enjoyed working with him, and I wish him well. Hopefully I'll see him in the community. I enjoy talking with him. So that is all of our business tonight. Is there anything for the good of the order? All right. Well,
Added, nothing that we haven't already talked about.
Right. Okay. So well, let's go ahead and adjourn at 7:11. And thanks for being here tonight, committee.
So
Appreciate
I will say